This is 107.9 FM The Berg. I'm your host, Meg Boschin, for Fitness Friday, and we're here today with Deborah the Doula. Deborah has supported over 1,000 women and attended over 1,000 births in her career. I figured who better to ask for advice about fitness while pregnant, postpartum, and beyond, and how fitness can impact the overall experience. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Megan. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you. I met Deborah over 16 years ago.
Whoa.
Because she attended one of my births, my first pregnancy with Bridget.
Was it your first or was it the second I hopped in on?
I think you were there for the first.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I couldn't
years
forget.
ago. Yeah, I remember being in your birth, but I wasn't sure, because you have 3 babies, I wasn't sure where I kind of hopped in on it. Yes.
Yeah, it was you and Tammy.
Yep.
And we
16
we
years.
did the impossible.
We did
We
what
really
lots
did.
of women do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think a lot of women do think it's impossible, but how many times did you do it?
I did it 3 times.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
I love that.
before we get into that, Deborah, I want to, and sorry to interrupt you, but
No, it's okay.
I think it's important that we explain to our listeners, what is a doula?
So a doula is a birth attendant that is there to emotionally support a birthing person. Doula's been around for a really, really long time, and I've been a birth worker doula for 20 years, and we provide help with coping with labor, but also we help prepare you for labor. We talk about the mindset that you need to go after the birth preferences that you wish for. We can attend a home birth, we can attend a hospital birth, we can attend a free birth, whatever it is that you're wishing for. And I think that a lot of people get mixed up with a doula versus a midwife, but a doula provides emotional and informed-based decisions, informs you how to make informed-based decisions to help you pivot from your birth plan so that it stays within your birth preferences still. So we do comfort measures, we do position suggestions to help progress labor, we do hands-on help, we coach the birth partner so that he can show up or she can show up in a way that feels right for you and your birth team and the birth that you're going after.
Wow. I have to tell you, it feels like deja vu.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like I'm in an interview with you. My first interview, of course, there was no doubt about it. I was hiring you. And I think that brings me to an important point. I remember when I first found out I was pregnant, I knew I wanted support. Mm-hmm. So I did a bit of research because it was a new territory for me. And I've learned about doulas. I'm like, I need one of those doulas. Now, on the other hand, my husband, who wasn't doing the research, obviously wasn't going to be giving birth, didn't understand that.
Why you needed someone to support?
Why? He thought he could support me. So I was like, I want to ask Deborah about that. I know my own journey. I knew it. I said, next time you give birth, you can do it your way, but this time I'm going to do it my way.
Awesome.
Right?
Yes.
So what is your advice for couples that might, for women who might come to see you and say, my husband doesn't, or do you have that experience where maybe their husband doesn't understand or support their want or desire for support, because husbands might be intimidated by that?
I agree 100%. I hear that a lot, but I don't see that a lot after the first meet and greet. The husband meets me and it's done. As soon as I shake his hand and he asks me one logical question, because they think a little different than women do.
Yeah.
They think providing support that we're going to take their place. But one conversation with me, the dad is usually just as excited or more so, because he feels like I can help support him. So we do see that a lot, but I think for a full understanding of that is we don't just support the mom, we support the whole team.
Yeah.
There is only one person in that room that can create oxytocin in the birth person, and that is the husband or the dad or the wife or the birth partner. I can't create oxytocin, but I sure know how to make the two of you create it.
That's amazing.
Yes. So as soon as I have that conversation, they're usually in hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, I was going to say for sure. That's what a sigh of relief it must feel and be for the husband. And that's true. And I know Loris would agree.
Yes.
That it was a really fun time, and he had absolutely no pressure.
No.
We know that because he sat on his computer and worked the whole time.
I have a great story about Loris in birth one time, and I love it, and I'll tell it another time.
Yeah, it's great. He was wonderful, but it was because of you guys that we went through it. And then if we hop back to the beginning of our conversation, I did do the impossible, which is possible for everyone. And I delivered all 3 of my children. And let's go back to the birth you attended, because I think my first experience with labor and birthing is what laid the foundation for the subsequent 2 other babies I birthed.
Right.
Is that I did it. I wanted to do it. My birth plan said,
yes,
I would like to do this naturally without intervention.
Yes.
And I did it.
Yes.
And there was all kinds of ups and downs on that, however many 14-hour journey. But I did do it. And I think I would like having you here. I want more people to know that they can do it. And that really your job, I feel like, and what you did for me is that showed them and taught them and guided them and supported them so that they can do it too.
Yeah. I think that's one of our biggest roles, is to support the birth partner to get on board with being an active participant in the birth in a way that feels right for them. We're not having them do anything they're not comfortable with, but teaching them how to support, teaching them to learn how you cope with pain during normal circumstances in your life and apply that in the birth room. Also, how to communicate with you to protect your marriage, to protect the connection during birth and labor. And that's one of the biggest things that people don't understand. We're setting our husbands up for failure if we expect them to go in and support something that we don't even know what we need in support. It's not fair to them. No. It's not fair to us, and it's not fair to our marriage to go into it blindly trusting that this person with all these skills, a Sherpa, birth Sherpa, shows up for you when he's had no training.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's a great point. And I have to believe you hear so many, how would I say this? I know for me, before I gave birth, it was the scariest prospect of my life.
Yeah. The
prospect of giving birth.
Giving birth, or giving birth in a way that you wanted?
Just giving birth. How is that baby getting from my inside my body to outside of my body?
Were you raised in a family where women talked about it?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, because my mom experienced natural labor.
Right.
And I was encouraged to do that too.
Exactly.
But I was still so scared. Like the pain. Okay, so let's go. It's the pain.
So that's a very different. That's
a
different scenario. So women who are told and taught about birth and have mothers and grandparents who've birthed naturally, or as natural as they want, or physiologically, they're being told the stories of birth. They're not afraid of birth. They know how.
It's not a mystery.
Yeah, it's they're a little more comfortable having the conversations. The questions that they ask me are different. They ask, how do I make this happen instead? Is that possible? So what you're describing is the fear of pain because someone has told you that the pain of childbirth is unknown and the hardest thing you'll ever do. That language around it is, very fear-mongering, right? Or it creates fear in us.
Well, I don't know very many other people who've given birth naturally.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stigma around
without the epidural being without the
yeah. So there's confusion also on natural birth. Yeah, people talk natural birth as vaginal birth. We're talking about natural birth without medical drugs involved, right? And I think that pain in that situation can be scary, and it can also be that mindset can be changed from scary pain, because if you had your arm cut off, it's scary. You don't know what's going to happen. But purposeful pain in birth is very different. There's a purpose behind the pain, and I think that's where people get that fear from. They get that fear because they don't understand that labor pain is purposeful pain instead of fearful pain.
Yeah, it's really a mindset.
Yes.
And it kind of goes with the common thing in our society. We hear people say, thought leaders anyway, that there's no growth in in comfort.
Right. There's no growth in comfort. And I hear that a lot. There's a lot of language being thrown around about birth now. Like there's no award for getting your baby here vaginally and without drugs, any different than the award you get for getting all the drugs. And I agree. You do go home with the same package, but there is something that happens to you when you've given birth without drugs. It changes the way that you feel you can take on the world.
100% agree.
Yes.
My life changed after that.
Yes.
All the fears and doubts that plagued me before as a 30-something-year-old vanished.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was empowered. Mm-hmm. And that's when everything began for me. I can say my life really began. It changed everything. So I don't know what to say. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it was for me.
Yeah, I think also it's true. You don't have to do it that way. Maybe that's not your birth choice or your birth plan. I'll support whatever you want. I don't care if you want all the drugs. I don't care if you want a home birth. I don't care if you want a hospital birth with 25 people in the room videoing. Whatever you want, I'm there to support you in any way, shape, or form. But I do feel like the more educated people are, the more prenatal research that they do, the more prenatal conversations that they have, they usually come in with a very specific birth plan.
Yeah, and what I love about that is I remember specifically how confident I felt and comfortable I felt because I knew with your support it was okay if I'm going to say this, quote, unquote, failed.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we know better than that now. But it was okay if I failed or I deviated from my
birth plan
because I had your support.
Yes.
That's huge.
That is huge. Yeah. Being able, this is something that we talk about in our prenatal visits, is pivoting.
Yeah.
Pivoting.
Yeah. You have to be able to pivot when you give birth and you have to be able to pivot in life.
Exactly.
Right?
And especially in motherhood.
Whew. Yeah, that's a whole other game.
Yes.
We'll talk about that next time. Mm-hmm. How did you get into this work, Deborah?
I actually got recruited here in Windsor and Essex County. A lead doula in the community came to me and said, I want to train you.
So before that, you were telling me you attended several births without any training.
Yes. I don't know if I was playing an active participant, but I grew up in a small town that wasn't connected to the mainland in Newfoundland. So people gave birth at home.
Wow.
My mom is the mother of 7 children, all natural with no drugs, which is like kind of where I got that mindset from. And my sisters were all beautiful birthers. And there was no fear around birth in my hometown. And people gave birth there or on the boat out of there all the time. So birth work was something that was kind of a part of the community.
Okay. So you don't have to have a certain training to be a doula.
I want to say this very cautiously. I think in traditional birth workers, they learn it from their mothers, their grandmothers. But here in Canada, in order to be respected and to attend a hospital birth, you need a doula certification. You need some form of paperwork. And as I kind of blend my practice of massage therapy with my doula business, I recognize that there is traditionally a little more respect that comes with having the certification. But no, traditional birth workers in other countries and in small towns, they don't have any certification. So you can be a birth worker, you can support a friend without a certificate as long as you fully understand and you're able to put your biases to one side and provide for that birthing person the way that she needs.
Yeah. In reality, giving birth is really the most natural thing on earth.
It is. It is. And either way, that baby is going to come out, whether you want it to or not. And so it's about supporting that woman. You know, her body tells me everything that I need to know in order to provide for you. So I'm working with a bunch of doulas right now, and they've joined an agency that I've started, and just having them come to me with full training and talking about their training and how to approach this and how to approach that. And they have all these acronyms and all these lists. And I'm like, wait a second, when do we go back to watching the mom? The mom tells me everything that I need to know. And I think that's a part that we're missing that in a lot of the newer birth training is that it's a natural process. The mom knows exactly what to do. The baby knows exactly what to do. And we've got that misconstrued with Western society's view of birth, labor and birth, where you go in the hospital, you put it in the stirrups to push.
Yeah.
And that's what those doulas are mostly being trained for, that instead of, don't forget this is natural and the mom knows everything.
Exactly.
And she will tell you everything that she needs. Her body will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we circle back now after that great information to fitness while we're expecting, we're pregnant postpartum, I think it's so important to listen to your own body. And back to your point, not overdo it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of society or societal influence on fitness during pregnancy. And I think women get their gut instinct kind of, off during teenage years and all of those things.
Well,
and
social media, how it's supposed to look.
Yes.
Instead of bragging about your belly. And
getting in their bodies is something that happens on my massage table. It's like, please try to be quiet and just kind of get in your body and feel what's happening when I'm treating you. And, it goes back, that comes to like fitness classes, just feel your body. If you're sore the next day, you did something that's off, because that goes to your body will tell you everything it needs to know. So I do think that there is a misconnection in trust your body. Trust your body when it comes to fitness, trust your body when it comes to birth, trust your body for, the postpartum journey as well. I do see in my clinic, though, that the women that do take part in fitness, they usually have better pregnancies. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be a regime working out with a personal trainer 5 days a week. It can be something that helps you with your mind or your stretching or any of those things. It's whatever's right for you. And I want to put a disclaimer on that and saying, like, when you're pregnant, going into any new fitness regime, is frowned upon. Mm-hmm. But if you were doing something before, then you can continue safely or start something new safely with someone who's experienced.
Wonderful.
But I do see also that women who are regularly active in pregnancy, they sometimes have better births. Mm-hmm. And I see that it helps with postpartum depression.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
And it helps with postpartum mindset.
100%. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yes.
You've been listening to Fitness Friday on 107.9 FM The Berg. I'm Meg Boschin, your host, and we've been talking to Deborah the doula about all things birthing and fitness while pregnant, postpartum, and beyond. In case you missed this, you can catch the replay at 4:30 p.m. today.